Hey guys, it's me, Sonic Boon 56, and yeah, I want to do a controller review, and it's gonna go along with a console review that I'm gonna do later. And speaking of which, that's actually gonna be the first video that I use kind of a script. And I say script very lightly because I'm not gonna be like looking at it directly like a movie or something like that. You know how they are. They have to go directly by the script. They rarely ever go against it. But it's also not going to be like what I'm just improvising or just using improv like I've always been doing. I want you to do controller reviews, not going to do it because that's how I think controller reviews are that simple. You don't have to really use a script, but more in the sense that it's going to be used as a reference or something like that. Basically, I'll look at it and basically to know what I'm going to be talking about next. I'm going to, like, for instance, like, okay, I want to go over the UI. What's there first? Okay, just go to that and show you some of that, And there's going to be words I want to talk about, but I'm not going to say it directly like I'm reading it. I'm going to be looking over it, like, remember what it said, and just kind of make it sound more natural. So, if you kind of sound like if it sounds like I'm reading on the Ouya review or any reviews after that, that's why. Yeah, just to be honest with you, that it is kind of scripted. Because I want to quicken up my videos, because they're really long, and it turns out most people aren't really watching them because of that. So, it might shorten them up by a few minutes, just because I won't be going, the whole time. I mean, I do say, like, most people say, like, after they say something like, okay, and then this, kind of like that. Instead of being like, what else am I going to think about again? Okay, next video, So anyways, let me talk about the controller now. Yeah, I think you might be able to recognize this. Let me see if turning off that light might help. Yeah, okay, never mind. That makes it a lot better. Yeah, this is the Ouya controller, and yes, I'll be reviewing the Ouya for finally. And I've had it since April, but I've just never gotten the time to do it. I was like, I don't know, but yeah, decided this will be the right time because summer's almost ending. But anyways, this is Ouya, and people really don't like this controller a lot. I mean, I'm not going to say I love it or anything like that, but it's a decent controller. So, yeah, let's go over it. So, as you can see, it's got the left analog stick over here and right. Kind of like the norm of now, like, probably the best way to do it, because people like the PlayStation, which I don't like, because your thumbs do that, or the Wii U, which actually isn't that bad. It's kind of hard to hide the buttons right here. But, yeah. And then you have this D-pad, which is not a very good D-pad. It's about on par with the 360, which is not very good. You can tell it's that bad. It's really mushy. See, if you can kind of hear it, it's... Oh, look at the microphone's over here. If you listen to the Xbox One, or the Nintendo D-pad, they're like that, but hear this? Does nothing. It's really mushy. It's not a very good D-pad. It works sometimes. I'd never use it though. You have the base buttons, which they weren't trying to be different with it. They weren't trying to. I mean, as you can see nowadays, with any Android-based console, they try to go with like what the Dreamcast did, and now what Xbox does with the A, B, X, and Y, basically. Instead, they okay. Ouya, it's 4 letters. You know what? Makes sense to make the controller like that. See, Ouya. Ha. And yeah, basically the first time I'm like A button, it's okay. See, it's like B. So basically, don't get confused. Like press the A button to continue. No, it's gonna be like pressing the O button to continue, and the A button will be back. This is basically like your connect button, like not connect. Like not the Xbox Connect, but connecting to the console basically with Bluetooth. It's a Bluetooth controller, and like the white LEDs appear and they come back and it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically, yeah, it's. And also, it's like basically it's the equivalent also of the start button and also the menu button. You just hit it twice to go back to the menu. You have the 2 bumpers on the top. Well, no, okay. Well, there's the 2 bumpers on here, and yeah, they're bumpers. And these really weird triggers, kind of like a PlayStation one, but really mushy. At least they grip compared to the PlayStations. Like my finger rarely slips off. They stay on there. They're just flat. That's why they're really flat, because it's on an angle. If you can't tell, see. It's on an angle, and yeah, it's a pretty decent controller. So yeah, Yeah, if you haven't noticed, the analog sticks are convex. Now this is one from the 8 GB model, so they are like the newest one, which I've checked. They still don't sell the 16 GB models. I wonder why. But yeah, they must have sold out and they said, forget it, we're not making them. We're sticking with $99. Maybe it was just a limited edition, and they weren't kidding. It was just a limited edition. Yeah, it's the later day 16 GB, at least the black one. The original holiday edition still had the like convex ones, but the latest model they had, which I wish they would at least sell the controller, was concaved. Not exactly like the concave like on the Xbox, but more or less more like the PlayStation 4's concave, which it still has a little bit of convexing on the outside, but like the middle of it is pretty much just concave. So it's kind of like an Xbox One's almost, but they're about the same size. And from what I've heard, these are actually the same analog stick mechanisms that you can find in a Xbox 360. I'm not sure. I mean, they sound almost the same. Well, it's kind of hard. I guess they're all the same pretty much. And yeah, this is, I guess there's just flat. You would think there'd be like a micro USB port or something, but they don't have that. I wish they would have. Instead, you take your batteries off in a certain weird way. So yeah, you do it like this, see? There we go. You basically like that, and it's like that on the other side too. Let me just get that off. Kind of hard to get it on camera. There we go. And yeah, and if you can see, I might have to turn on the light just so you can see a little bit better. Like, why didn't I put that on before? But yeah, I did that so you can see that, because it's black on the inside, so it's really hard to see that on camera when it's already dark. But anyways, the batteries go in a weird position. They don't go on the back. They go right here. And you basically just put them in there. And these batteries last a long time because this is Bluetooth. So the batteries last a long time. Like, it's been like a few months. I mean, I wouldn't say the batteries last months. Like, going all day, every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for a few months. It probably lasts about a day if you went full on, about a day and a half, and then they would probably go out. But they do last quite a while. And yeah, this is, and basically you can see, and that's also how you open the controller too. If you can see, there's the screw holes and everything, or the screws, and also it's magnetized too. Like, the pieces themselves are actually plastic, but if you can see, there's like there's screws right there, and they're also magnetized. Well, it's metal, so it is magnetized. So basically, if you want to put it back on, you don't have to jam it. Like, the later models, I think you do have to put it back on there like that. But these early models are magnetized, and people were complaining about how hard it is to get open. It's actually not that bad. See, and look, it's very easy to put back on. It is a little tedious to get open, but it's nothing too bad. Like, trying to open, it's not like trying to pull a sword out of cement or something. It's just, it's just magnetized. It's like trying to pull two magnets apart, pretty much. Nothing too hard. And it's really weak magnet, by the way. And I forgot to tell you, there's a touchpad right here. It's nothing too big. Like, it's nothing like a size of a screen. Remember, it's like the size of a postage stamp, pretty much. And basically, you can use the cursor. If you don't want to use the analog stick or the D-pad, you can use the cursor. It's kind of tedious because it'd be better with a mouse. So yeah, and in some games, you really do have to use this. Either for example, Open Arena, which is basically like a Doom. I mean, no, not Doom. A Quake 3 Arena clone, pretty much. Let me turn off this light. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. Like, you can't use the analog for some reason. They go through the menu. You have to use the D-pad, which is really hard. So basically, and it doesn't even, when you do on that, for some reason, clicking that does not change it. In order to actually change options on there, you have to literally use this. And it's kind of tedious because you would think, okay, the Ouya cursor might do it, but no. There's a cursor in game, and the Ouya cursor is like right here. So basically, it's like this. You have to do it like this to move it, pretty much. I guess the Ouya cursor is kind of like above the game, so it doesn't really count. But that does work. So yeah, it doesn't really deserve all the hate that he gets. It really, I guess some of it, but Ouya was really trying to be creative with it. They were not trying to do what like most Android developers. You gotta remember, this is also the first Android-based console to come out too. This is the second. By the way, this is the second micro console. The first was On Live, but they were like the pioneers of the Android one. So it was a new market. So that's why it wasn't really successful. They didn't know better, but at least they tried. It's a really nice looking controller. The Ouya is a very nice looking system, in my opinion. While this is not the nicest looking controller by any means, by any thought of the imagination, but it is a very comfortable controller. With this, it's decent. I'd say this is like a 9.0, basically, on a scale of 1 to 10. This is like a 7.5, basically, or an 8, I guess you could say. I'd give like the DualShock 2 a 5, because I don't like the DualShock 2, or really need DualShock at all. While the DualShock 4 is a 7.5. So, yeah, it's already 10 minutes. Dang. I must have been rambling on for a long time. But, yeah. Hopefully they improve the controller much better. I mean, it's a decent controller, but the good thing with the Ouya is, you can, on some games, you can use this controller. Well, since this does not use Bluetooth, this is a Wi-Fi direct console, which is much better than Bluetooth could ever want to be. This is short distance and everything, and short wavelengths, while this is very long wavelengths and very long distance. But this also eats up the most power, while Bluetooth does not. So basically, you can use this via a USB connection. You can use the PlayStation controller, like the DualShock 2 and 3, or maybe even the DualShock 4 now. Who knows? And just about any Android-based controller. And I'm sure even the iPhone ones too, because they're both Bluetooth. And also, vice versa. This could be used on just about anything with Android. Anything Android Bluetooth device. You can use this on any Android. And probably on the Mad Catz Mojo, because there's the Ouya everywhere. But you can use this on other things. You just can't use this on like a PlayStation or an iPhone. I tried. It doesn't work. So anyways, yeah, so it's a pretty decent controller. So, I'll try to record that other video soon. Might be uploaded today. It might be uploaded later. I really don't know. But the script's already been done. It's like a 4-page script, by the way. Yeah, so I hope to do that video. And, yeah. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. I'm not like those people who basically say, duh, you can touch that subscribe button, and it only takes like 1.5 seconds. No. And I don't lie when I say it really does. I'm not going to say it helps me out. Like, it doesn't give me money or anything. It just kind of gives you a little bit it gives you more willpower. Like, it makes me want to do more videos if people are actually seeing it. And if I can shorten down these videos, which this one's not going to be very short, more people will watch it. So, yeah. And so yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Google Plus as SonicBoom56. And I hope to see you guys next time. Goodbye.